So today I am going to read you another story written by an expert author, Eloise Greenfield. Now remember, in our writing time, I'm going to, and Mrs. Peters is going to be sharing a lot of great stories written by master authors, master writers, to inspire us, to get our creative juices flowing, okay? So this book is called She Come Bringing Me That Baby Girl. Now that is kind of a different title. What do you think? I want you to stop and make a prediction right now. What do you infer this is going to be about? She come bringing me that little baby girl. All right, once you have an idea in your head, keep it in there, and then we will check later to see if you are right. I asked Mama to bring me a little brother from the hospital, but she came bringing me that little baby girl wrapped all up in a pink blanket. Me and Aunt Mildred were looking out the window when Daddy brought them home. Oh, already it kind of is starting to tell us what this story is about. Did you predict that maybe he was getting a baby sister? I was glad to see Mama, even if she didn't bring me what I wanted. When she got out of the car, I ran to the door to meet her. Mama hugged me hard. She was glad to see me too, but she only had one arm to hug me with, 'cause she didn't put that little girl down for a minute. Think about how this character, how this brother's feeling. How do you think he's feeling right now? Maybe a little left out or jealous? Do any of you have baby brothers or sisters? Did you feel like that maybe when your baby brother or sister came home? I know Olivia went through a time like that too. It's hard and it's different. Daddy helped them upstairs to the bedroom, but he didn't forget me. He said, "Come on, Kevin, we got to see what this baby's all about." Mama sat on the bed and Aunt Mildred unwrapped the baby real slow and careful. It was a girl, all right, 'cause her fingers were way too small. She'd never be able to throw a football with me. I didn't like her anyway. She cried too loud. Babies do cry loud. Do you think he's gonna feel like that the whole story? Stop and think for a minute. Let's keep reading and see. Not only that, she didn't look new with all those wrinkles in her face. And not only that, I didn't like the way Mama and Daddy looked at her, like she was the only baby in the world. Now this author reminds me of Judy Blume with The Pain and the Great One. Were they kind of jealous of each other? And that's normal with a brother and sister, right? Then Aunt Barbara came with a big box tied with a long, shiny ribbon. "For the baby," she said. "Hi, Kevin." But she was looking at that little girl when she said it. And Uncle Roy came with another box. He slapped me on the head and said, "How you doing, man?" But he didn't pick me up and swing me around like he always does. Mrs. Moore from across the street came, and she had a present too. She didn't even see me. All she said was, "Where's the baby? Where's the baby?" It was making me sick to see them crowding around that ugly old baby and making those stupid noises and presents all over the place. It was really making me sick. So I put my chair by the window and just sat there looking out at a squirrel running across the wire. I wasn't thinking about that old squirrel though. I sure wasn't. I can kind of can tell by the picture how he's feeling. I kind of feel bad for him, don't you? The next thing I know, Mama come bringing me that little baby girl and putting her right in my lap. I didn't even look down at that baby. Daddy brought Mama a chair and she sat down beside me. She helped me hold the baby with one of her arms, and she put her other arm around me. You're a big brother now, Mama said. I don't want to be a brother to no girl, I said, but I need you to help me take care of her, Mama said. I said, you do? Mama smiled at me and hugged me tight with the other arm. Yes, I do, she said. And you know what? I said, what? What do you think? Make a prediction. What do you think she's gonna say? All right, are you ready? I used to be a baby girl, she said. I said, you did? I looked up at Mama and down at that baby. Uh-huh, Mama said. And my big brother used to help take care of me. I sure did, said Uncle Roy. I wouldn't let nobody bother my little sister. I tried to think of how they looked. Mama as a baby and Uncle Roy as a boy. It was so funny, I laughed right out loud. I couldn't laugh too hard, though. I didn't want to break that baby. Kind of seems like his attitude is changing a little bit. What do you think? I looked at her again, and she wasn't all that ugly anymore. She was a little bit cute, even with the wrinkles. Think about his face at the beginning of the story. Look how he's changing. I gave the baby back to Mama. I gotta go get Kenny and show him my sister, I said. Hurry back, man, Uncle Roy said. You still got that swing coming. I got Kenny and Deborah too, and they stood there looking at my sister like they had never seen a baby that pretty before. I was watching them though. I had to be sure they didn't squeeze her too hard or anything. You know, when my sister's fingers grow some, maybe I can show her how to throw a, football, if she uses both hands. And she can have one of my Mama's arms too, as long as she knows the other one is mine. All right, so I'm sure we can relate to how the character in this book is feeling, especially if you are a big brother or sister, right? So I want you to stop and I want you to think about how Kevin felt about his sister at the beginning. We saw a lot of pictures that can help give us clues. Oh, look at this one. How did he feel about having a baby sister? Take a minute and think about that. He was not excited at all, was he? He was disappointed because he wanted a what? He wanted a brother. But then, how did he change at the end? Did he still feel that way? Did he not like his baby sister and he was still wishing for a brother? No. At the end of this story, his feelings changed and he was glad he had a sister, right? I really enjoyed that book. I hope you did too. All right, so now I want you to stop and think about Kevin, our character, and how at the beginning, he felt bad, right? But then his feelings changed. So I want you to take a minute and I want you to think about a time where maybe you felt bad. And then your feelings changed to good feelings. So I'm gonna do some brainstorming and we don't need to write it in our notebooks, but I want you to think for a minute. And I'll kind of think out loud while maybe you're thinking, okay? I can remember one time where I was going to a new lady to get my hair cut. And I was feeling nervous. I was feeling bad. She was starting to cut my hair and it was getting shorter and shorter and shorter. It was like all the way to my chin. And it was wet and I'm like, oh gosh, this is gonna be bad. But then she styled it and oh my goodness, I loved my hair. It was easy to do and it was something new and different. So that is one time where I felt bad, but then as it kept going, I felt good. Another example I have is, what about e-learning? That could be something that you might be able to relate to. I was very scared at first. How am I gonna do this? I have a lot of students. Are they gonna do their work? But now, I feel great about e-learning. I've gotten to meet all of you guys, see all of your smiling faces. You are all so polite and sweet and adorable. That helps. And you have been doing all of your work and working so hard. So I went from feeling nervous and not good to feeling great about e-learning. I love this class and I love you guys. All right? So I want you to think about a time that you felt bad or nervous and your feelings changed to good. You are going to write that on the next blank page of your notebook. And I just put my title, so I'm gonna write about the time I got a haircut. I'm gonna make sure to use lots of details. I'm gonna remember to skip what lines. I'm gonna make sure my sentences make sense and begin with a capital and end with a punctuation mark, okay? So I want you to have mom and dad set the timer. What's been a good time for you? 5 minutes, 6 minutes? Remember, 5 to 10 minutes. And I want you to write about a time where you felt bad at the beginning, but your feelings changed to feeling good. All right? All right. Quiet time, relax, do your best writing. Have fun.